Yo, what's going on, beautiful people? And let's talk about Phoenix Suns and Jay Crowder and Max Strus. So I floated this on Twitter. I could see a deal being Jay Crowder and Dario Saric for Max Strus and Duncan Robinson, or Jay Crowder and Landry Shamet for Max Strus and Duncan Robinson. Miami Heat fans, let me hear your opinions because Victor Oladipo is coming back, and that Duncan's gonna lose his minutes. But at the same time, I've heard when I put this on Twitter, a bunch of Heat fans were like, "Well, Depot could get hurt at any minute, so then those two guys being gone could hurt." But I think people are underrating if they could get Dario Saric and Jay Crowder. They get two guys who can play the 3, the 4, and the 5. Okay, Dario Saric is more suited to be the small ball 5, which they've been missing. And Saric can also play small forward and power forward. Jay Crowder can play small forward and power forward. And in a pinch, he could be a small ball 5. Let's talk about it. I want to hear your thoughts down below before we continue. Let me hear what would you guys do if you're a Phoenix Suns fan or a Heat fan or just an NBA fan. Shout out Ian Begley of SNY for this information, as well as I believe it's just our man Ian Begley, because the sources that I read this on both were reporting him. Yeah, so it's SportsNet New York, Ian Begley. So the Phoenix Suns have begun the process of engaging or re-engaging teams in trade talks for Jay Crowder. One of the teams that are, obviously interested in Jay Crowder have been the Miami Heat. However, Phoenix Suns have specific asks or demands that may be non-starters for the Miami Heat. Some with the Suns see Max Strus as an integral part of any deal that would send Crowder to the Heat. Strus is an established rotational player who's even been starting for the Miami Heat. However, Miami has a hole at the power forward spot and a surplus of players at the 2-guard spot. Both Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson signed long-term contracts, while Strus is due for a new deal this offseason. The Heat would have to send more than Strus in a trade for Phoenix, as his salary does not match Crowder's. But being open to trading Strus could open the door for trade talks to advance, Ian Begley writes. And I think this is something that people aren't even thinking about. And I think if you look at the current, Suns salary, the Suns are looking at Jay Crowder makes about 10.1, okay? And Dario Saric makes 9.2. Our man Duncan Robinson makes, I think it's 17 million. So if you combine Dario Saric and Jay Crowder, that's going to be $19.3 million. If it's Jay Crowder and Landry Shamet, that's going to be $19.6 million. Now, if you look at the Miami Heat, just with Duncan, that gets you at 16.9. Strus being added to that deal would get you to basically 18 point, 800, 18.7. So honestly, Dario Saric is the better deal because Shamet's also been playing a bit more. So I think they should do a Dario Saric and Jay Crowder deal for Duncan Robinson and Max Strus. Maybe even see if you get, I don't know if you get, there's no picks should be involved in this. And I want to tell you guys, so you already know what you're getting. Jay Crowder, guy's going to average like 10 points a game, 9 to 10 points a game, grab 5 to 7 rebounds, just a few assists, and play solid, be a versatile defender. While Dario Saric, people forget, I know he's missed the past few years and he's been struggling this year, but in 2020, he was a 6-man a year candidate. In his first season with the Suns, this is a guy who's at least going to give you 10 points, but when he actually got minutes to be a shooter, he was a guy who's averaging 15 points a night, shooting 39%. He's a career 36% three-point shooter. Guy grabs, 6 boards, dishes out 2 assists, can play some defense. So I think this is something that people are overlooking. I know he's coming off a bad, knee injury, but Dario Saric is a guy who, and I know his defensive rating for the season is a bit better than what I think people, right now he has 107, but he's playing in 9 minutes a night. So I don't think that's really, a great way to point it out. But he's a guy who he's had, when he was on the Sixers, he was a plus defender, and even in Minnesota. So it's pretty crazy because in the Sixers, he had 108, 106. Then, and with Minnesota, he wasn't that great. But Phoenix, he was like about a league average defender in his 2 healthy seasons. So I think Dario Saric and Jay Crowder is what they should do. What are your thoughts? Are you guys in agreement with me, or is this just preposterous? But yeah, so I think that it'll definitely be something to keep your eyes out for, and it's definitely going to be interesting due to the fact that what could happen is just interesting as all hell. Okay? Like let me know. Bye-bye. Like and subscribe.